Hello guys and welcome. This is my first video on a series of tutorials I'll be making about Logic Pro X. One thing I've compromised myself is to make really fast videos, not much time spent, and I've got this little application here, utility. For about 5 minutes I'll try to talk about some important stuff, and let's go. So okay, if you come from GarageBand, in Mavericks or maybe in previous OSs, you'll see that it's not very different GarageBand compared to Logic. Mostly now that GarageBand on Mavericks is identical to Logic X, Logic Pro X. There's a lot of difference inside the DAW, of course, but in terms of the layout and the windows, they're very much alike. So on this tutorial, I'd like to talk about a few things. The edit window, which is the window we're looking at right now, where will be displayed most of your tracks, and everything you record will be here. Say a waveform like an instrument or MIDI will be displayed here. First thing what happens when you want to open Logic the first time, there's a couple of preferences, and if you come here to preferences, general, on startup action, there's some options you may want to adjust. You have do nothing, open most recent project, and a lot of stuff here. I've put create new project from template, so every time I open Logic, there's a new template, and normally I use this one to start new projects. If I want to load my old project, I go to the folder where the project is and load it. So if you choose this one, you'll be prompted with screen like this. Okay, so there's probably more options if you download every content from the App Store. You have some templates. They're called templates. You may not know what they are now. We'll talk about that later. I have just 5 templates here for hip hop, electronic, songwriter, multi-track, and an empty project, which is the one I've chosen right now. There's some information here about the template you're going to choose. And they are ideal for some stuff you're going to see. If you're a songwriter, there's some says here ideal writing studio with drums, bass, and premium amps together with vocal tracks. Okay, it'll make everything for you. So this is the edit window, and if I want to add another track, I just come here to track, new tracks, new audio track, and I choose the kind of track I want. There's also other way, which is this plus sign here for one track, and this one for new track with duplicate settings. So I click here, and then I choose if I want a software instrument, external MIDI, guitar, bass, audio, or drummer. You can come here to Windows and open the windows directly here, but there are some shortcuts which we'll talk about. The shortcut for the mix window is X, so I press X, and there's the mix window. If I want to detach this window from the project, from the DAW, because obviously on this monitor it doesn't come everything, I press X again and Command 2, and there she is, the mix window. Okay, now you can see most of things that now are on my mix window. So yeah, this is the mix window with the faders. You have right now you have this track. This is where you see the tracks and the faders with sound for mixing. We have this tracks for Vox, which I'm using right now. This one for guitar, which I've just added. The output, which you can rename to master out. You can rename anything here and give colors, different colors, and the master track here. Okay, there's some options up on the top here also, where you can choose to see or not to see some stuff like auxiliary tracks or buzz tracks, or even this master track here, because this one is really important. You don't have to see it both. To end this video is the MIDI window. Well, the MIDI window is where you control every MIDI you record if you want to put everything straight. So you come here on window, and you have here open, it's called piano roll. Okay, so when you open this window, you have all the notes here, and everything will be here MIDI recorded, and then you can edit and change things. If you have recorded a drum, or if you miss some tempo on something, you can come here and fix things on the MIDI window. So this is all for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe.